What is up, everybody? Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to a new video. Yeah, where are my DC fans at? Can I get a heyo? No one said heyo. Anyway, guess what I'm doing today? We probably already read the title. It's whatever. So today, we are going to be doing What If Deku Was a Mercenary. Now, I know the dead shot thing is like kind of off-putting, but Midoriya is gonna be like a dead shot. He's gonna be like dead shot-ish. Like he's gonna have dead shots smarts and all his skills, and he's also going to have a quirk called presence. Basically, it's like he can sense people's presence and mask his own, and also control his killing intent to spook, try and see, he only uses that at a close range. Now, I'm gonna start describing, all of his gear. Basically, his gauntlets that he wears, they have a touch screen. He has a touch screen on the left arm gauntlet that he can, launch discs out of that turn into drones that fly into a certain position that's given to them through his mask. Think of that as like the Red Hood's helmet, but it's a very dark green, and he actually has a hoodie over it that has fire coming off. Not actual fire, but fire imprinted on it. That makes it really hard to see his face. Now, the optics actually go into his brain, and he's able to process it as fast as he needs to. And once the drones are launched, they latch on to whatever they need to give him the perfect trajectory for his bullet to ricochet off of. Because, no, not ricochet. When the bullet hits these little panels that the drones are attached to, it fires shrapnel in the exact direction that it's needed to. So it looks like he's able to bend bullets. Now, he has a few tricks on his back. You kind of can't tell. Wait, I should probably say what's on his right gauntlet. On both of his gauntlets. Okay, so he has ammo bags on his belt, or utility belt, I guess you could call it. He has flashbangs, grenades, napalm grenades, freaking sound bombs, and he's also created his own technology to where when he pulls out a clip from the back ammo bags, it automatically will make a new one using any materials found on the ground. It will alter the atoms of the materials using nearby. Well, it'll alter the atoms of the materials that it uses to create more ammo. Think of it as how the Titans in Titanfall make their guns, basically. Just tore that thing all to crap, jerk. Anyway. So yeah. He also has an anti-material rifle that's folded up on his back. It's like under his hoodie, because he wears the leather jacket over his literally bulletproof armor. Like, do you know how some things in this world are bullet resistant? Yeah, his thing is full on bulletproof. Ain't nothing getting through that. It's also able to absorb kinetic energy and redirect it, causing the, and he's able to choose how to redirect it. He also has a grappling hook in the right gauntlet that he can use to launch and yank himself, kind of like Spider-Man, but yeah. And the way that his gauntlets also have guns, pretty much, to where, you know, they're kind of hard to notice, but they're not, okay, how's the best way to describe this? So, basically, they don't stick out like Deadshots do. They're kind of more compact, and they actually, you know, he doesn't have to fake out a punch in order for them to shoot. Nah, he can go for a punch then shoot, because the trigger activates when when his hand closes a certain way, and the kinetic energy fires the bullet at twice the velocity. So it's going to be extremely helpful. He's also a mercenary. So, which is pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, so, UA after... No, not after. Okay, I have a plan on how I'm going to do this. See, I'm going to make it to where... a villain attack happened on UA campus. The heroes were able to contain it, but they were worried. So they were like... Also, being a mercenary is legal, although there is some rules. It's kind of like bounty hunting, but a lot more complex. And in certain situations, mercenaries outrank a hero's opinion. So basically, getting actually started, so Nezu's like, well, he does owe me a favor. So, no, all the teachers are sitting around in, the meeting room, and they're trying to figure out a way to protect the students. Nezu's like, well, he does owe me a favor. I will have to compensate him, but this could work. President Mike's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who owes you a favor? You know him as the unstoppable mercenary. Deadeye. All the teachers are like, All Might. What? How do you know the legendary mercenary Deadeye? Well, you see, when UA was first starting out, he actually saved me from a villain. Actually helped him with a villain that it was extremely difficult to beat. I'm actually one of the ones that helped him advance his tech as far as it's gotten. So he does owe me a favor for that. So you're going to ask the literal epitome of a mercenary to help us defend the UA students? Well, yes, nowadays he'd only be... Again, UA is going to be a college in this. Nowadays, he'd probably be about 18. Ah, I see you got the... Speak of the devil, and he appears. Dang straight. So, Nezu, why am I here? Well, I think you already heard. Why, didn't you? Ah, so you want me to protect the snot-nosed brats? Great. Fine, I'll do it. By the way, how's business been going? Well, it's been going pretty good. I've been making a killing. Live on my own. The good jazz. Tell you what. If you work for us, I will give you full reign to do as you please. not really. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is Nezu's going to give him full permission to do whatever he wants, pretty much, on UA campus, besides stuff that's indecent. But he must, his job is to protect the students, so he's going to be patrolling, all the hallways, the roofs, everything like that. He's like, cool. Then again, I could just send my drones. Nezu's like, drones? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a new piece of tech I picked up. Because of you and your lessons, I was able to figure out a few new tricks. He raises his left hand and swipes. A screen lights up and he swipes a little slide bar, and a few drones pop out. They have little cameras on them. Now, he has two types of drones, the shrapnel drones and spy drones. Basically, his helmet is patched into the spy drone feed, and the way he's able to carry them all is because they shrink down, they get a lot smaller. They're about, yeah, that seems pretty good. Like 2 inches in length. They're pretty small. So they go flying out, and Izuku's like, alright, if that's all, if you need me, I'm gonna go take a nap. Actually, actually, Deadeye, unless you would like me to reveal your name to the teachers here, I would like for you to help teach Class 1A. Aizawa spits out coffee, All Might spits out blood. Izuku immediately freezes, like, I'm sorry, what? Well, I guess. But you're actually gonna pay me for this. Every day I have to teach those idiots. It's gonna be $100. It's gonna be 1,000 yen per day. That's about as much as I pay the teachers, so it's manageable. Jesus, how much money does this school make? Cementos is like, well, the school makes about 10% of the heroes' paychecks that it's trained. Wait, really? Dang, screw being a vigilante, I need to run a hero school. You know what? He chuckles. Not even I could pull that off. Alright. So, you're going to be the homeroom teacher. Aizawa's going to teach them along with All Might on hero courses. You're also going to be there, and All Might is going to help you with the first hours. Right. No, Aizawa is going to help you with the homeroom classes. The homeroom class of 1A. Right. And who's this shriveled skeleton? Oh, my apologies. If we're going to be working together, I might as well tell you. All my buffs up. Haha, shut up, I hate you. Midoriya walks out. Izuku walks out. Nezu's like, my. You must have done something extremely bad. What do you mean? Well, if he hates you, that's saying something. He doesn't hate. His master or his boss literally trained him to not feel any emotion. He is the perfect assassin, the perfect killer, the ultimate mercenary. That's why he's so effective. Rain, sleet, or snow, he will always get his man. That's his slogan. Look, he even left a business card. Holy crap, he left a business card. Deadeye, the one-hit wonder. No matter the place, no matter the time, if you want someone gone, I'll take that job as mine. That's a pretty neat slogan. Nezu grabs a card. He changed the slogan. My. He has gotten a bit more popular. Also, yes, a lot of people know about the mercenary business, but there's a small, some people disagree with it. People are fine with it. The government is like, all right, I mean, you know, being a mercenary is okay as long as you don't, completely disregard the law. Like, mercenaries are allowed to do pretty much anything within their contract's boundaries. So if you want someone taken out, you gotta make a contract. Okay, basically, how it works in this world is if you want someone or something taken out or taken care of, you have to make a contract saying what the mercenary is allowed to do, submit it to the government. The government will give back to you, giving you the okay if it's good, and the nope, you can't do that if it's bad. But depending on the price, depends on the government's answer. Like if you're paying, in our case, $1,000 for a mercenary to do whatever it takes to kill someone, the government in this world would say, nah, you can't do that. Raise the price. Now, if you were to do it for like $1 million, the government would give you the okay. You also have to give a down payment in case the mercenary does anything crazy. So there's a repair budget. Yeah, I'm trying to make this as real as I can without, So basically, Nezu is like, alright, contract's made, you're allowed to do whatever you want. And once the contract is completed, which is going to take about, until my students here graduate, you will be earning 100,000 yen a year. No, a month. He's like, dang, that's a lot of cash. Anyway, I'll only accept if I'm allowed to do other mercenary jobs on the side. Well, I know you have those nanobots, so why not? Yeah. Also, Midoriya is insanely smart. Heck, he's even created a type of bullet that not even Nezu knows how he did it. It's a bullet that disregards all air resistance and all gravity. Like, there's no air resistance, there's no friction on the bullet, and it just defies gravity. It's a physics-defying bullet. Now, the way he got it is through questionable means, but yes, he created it on his own by using an artificial machine that induces the same effect as a quirk would. So basically, he created an artificial quirk, put it inside of a machine, gave the machine the ability to create these bullets, and that's what he uses in his 50 cal. Or his, no, not 50 cal, his anti-material rifle. There's no bullet drop, anything. It's just a bullet that goes. Once you shoot it, it's gonna keep going until it hits something. And he has explosive tipped versions of these. They make contact, boom. No, they don't even get to go inside, they just blow up on contact. He also has dummy round versions, so he doesn't... I did start the washer.
No, you didn't.
I didn't?
I just did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel dumb. I swear I started it. Oh my god, I feel like an idiot. I didn't start the washer. I feel like a dummy. Anyway, it's whatever. Okay. I'm making a video. Okay. Just for this occasion, like if he gets surrounded, he can press this button, and it'll... give him, no, wait, hold on, I have a better idea. So Midoriya gets pinned down, and Momo accidentally, she's trying to get the armor off of him. He's like, not today, Missy. She's trying to pull the helmet off of him, and he's like, not today. He presses a button with his thumb on his glove that releases a lightning pulse that shocks some of the people. It doesn't put them out of commission, it just stuns them for a second. So Midoriya gets them off. He gets back to the front of the class by doing some, he's acrobating up to the front of the class. He's like, alright, who's next? So, also, Midoriya is using dummy rounds in his, not dummy rounds, rubber rounds in his guns, in his gauntlets, his gun gauntlets. So, he punches Uraraka, or one of the girls, in the gut, because equal rights, equal fights, and then they can hear the, they see Uraraka fall, because getting hit with a rubber round doesn't tickle, right? Because according to a lot of cop YouTubers that I've seen, don't ask why, I look up cop YouTube videos, they're just kind of cool in my opinion. Yeah, getting hit with rubber rounds doesn't tickle, especially if you've seen Patty Mayo's videos. Those things hurt, I would guess. I mean, I've never been hit by one, don't want to be. Basically, I would guess it's like one of the Nerf rival bullets on steroids. Ugh. That would hurt. Anyway, so Uraraka falls, Momo's like, Kirishima's like, he killed Uraraka! He's like, oh, so he didn't notice the rubber rounds. Interesting. Not very observant. Mei's like, no, he's using rubber rounds. Wait a minute. He's been detaining us. She doesn't say this out loud, She says, wait, he didn't kill her. And, everyone's like, what do you, Kaminari's like, what do you mean, Mei? He used a rubber round. It's on the ground. Look. Everyone looks, and, Midoriya's impressed. He's like, my, you're quite perceptive. So did you calculate how much kinetic force was required to deal that much damage? More than that rubber round could put out. So you put your own strength behind with the rubber round shot. Bingo. He runs up to Kirishima, punches him in the face. Kirishima hardened up, but fires a rubber round. It still throws him to the ground. Now the reason his punches are so strong is because this man is jacked. He's like, so, let's see how well you guys can deal with let's see how well you guys do under pressure. He takes out a smoke bomb, throws it down. He starts whooping all the Class 1A's butt. I feel kind of bad for Bakugo because he was the first one to go out. Like, not really, but dang. I guess he's the first in something. I guess he's the number one in something. Jokes. Yeah, if you're a Bakugo fan, fight me. Fight me, nerd. I'm just joking. You like who you like, I don't really care. Like I said... Ow. I hit my hip with my elbow. It kinda hurt. Anyway... where was I? I kinda forgot. Oh yeah. So the dust settles, Mei is like... So, I'm the only one left. He was like, yep. What's your quirk? Zoom. My eyes are like magnifying. Is like binoculars. Although I do have this. She takes out a cannon. Not really a cannon, but more like, a concussive cannon. Basically, it's a cannon that fires a blast of concussive energy. He's like, where did you even... No. She stomps her right foot onto the floor, and then the thing pops out of the ground. She grabs it. Ha ha ha! Take this, you villain! She fires it. Midoriya just kind of stands there with her arms crossed. Hits him. It doesn't do much. It kind of forces him back a step. And she's like, huh? Midoriya uncrosses his arms and starts walking closer. The green, there's black, like, lines or splits in his armor that start to glow like a greenish, reddish color. Midoriya walks up to her as her cannon goes on cooldown because it overheated, and he's like, boom. He claps his hands together. No, he starts releasing killing intent, like a lot of it, as he walks up to her. He claps his hands together, and she, like, she gets scared, falls to her knees, passed out, because she got hit by a lot of shock. So, time skip, it's like an hour later, everyone's awake, they're like, what the heck? Eraser, who was that? Eraser's holding his head. Ugh. He was going easy on all of you, and you still couldn't take him. They're like, what? Ugh. Hell, say hello to your newest teacher, Deadshot. Deadeye or Deadshot. He'll tell you what to call him in a minute. Just call me Dead. Just call me Deadeye. I don't really care what you guys call me. So they're like, wait, so why did you attack us? Trust me, I held back. It was a test. I gotta get these rubber rounds on my guns. He makes like an elbowing motion, and then the clips with the rubber rounds pop out on both arms. And then 2 clips with actual live rounds fall, go into the slots, and then the safety clicks on. That was actually really good time. Like, I turned my arm and it popped and it made a clicking sound, so it was like really perfectly timed. You guys probably didn't hear it. So it was like, hold on, I'm trying to see if I can replicate it. Never mind. Okay, so I was like, alright class, today we're going to be going to the USJ. Who has one for all? You know what? You decide if anyone has one for all, or if, All Might still hasn't found a successor. Anyway, so, Midoriya's chilling out at the back of the bus, he's kinda, what everyone else sees is typing in air, so, Mina walks up to him like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm taking notes. She's like, huh? For what? Well, I'm currently going to my own school. She's like, wait, how old are you? 18. She's like, holy crap, he's as old as us. Yeah, how old do you think I was? Like 30. 30? No, she's like, yeah, I thought you were 30. Dude, Midoriya's like, dude, I'm 18. She's like, well, you sound like you're 30. How do I... Oh, I left the voice changer on. Hold on. He tilts his head a certain way and then presses a button on the jaw of the mask. He's like, is this better? She's like, whoa, your voice is really different. Well, yeah, it was a voice changer. What do you want from me? Anyway, I have to finish taking these notes before... I told him I was off doing a job, so... I have to get back pretty soon. Ugh. College sucks. Baku's like, ha! So the weakling didn't get into... I'm sorry. Little boy said what? Baku's like, what? Exactly. Now sit down before I actually hit you with a live round. Midoriya starts cracking his knuckles. You hear a female autonomous voice say, "Safety's off." Exactly. Now he turns the safeties back on by flipping the switches. Anyway, so Aizawa was like, "Alright, we're here." So Midoriya's like, "So why am I here?" "You're the head of security. You're here to make sure nothing bad happens." I doubt it. This is an extremely undercover operation. So he's like, "Oh, so that's why there's villains entering this facility." As I was like, "What?" Aizawa turns around. "How'd they even find us?" "Remember the villain attack that you hired me after for?" "Yeah, probably that. They probably found someone and snuck in." "Right. 13, you stay here. The one with the fastest quirk, run back to UA. Get the other heroes. Me and Aizawa will distract them." "Aizawa, am I allowed to use the live rounds?" "Ugh. Sure, just don't hit anything vital." "Cool. Then my advice," he presses a few buttons on his little wrist iPad, swipes the little thing, and like hundreds of drones start flying out from underneath his cloak, his leather jacket. "I say, we start off with a bit of a light show." He's like, "Turn around." He's like, "Don't look." He snaps his fingers, and then everyone turns around. All the villains are like, "Huh?" And then, if you don't know what's happening, basically, it's well, if you couldn't figure it out because of context clues, basically, light show, flashbangs. He made drones carry very strong flashbangs that are very small. He's like, "Man, I've been meaning to do that. They should be blind for the next few minutes. They should be blind for a little bit. Let's go!" Midoriya starts running down there. He brings back his arm. No. Aizawa said no using live rounds, so he switched to concussive rounds, which basically, when he punches, it gives an extra boom. Think of it as a shotgun round without the bullet, or the lead. So, yeah, it's crazy. Aizawa and him are kicking butt. Izuku, the villains start being able to see, so they get back to back. "Aizawa, running low on energy here." No, he looks at his left arm. "Crap, running out of materials here." And, Aizawa was like, "What does that mean?" "I'm about to run out of ammo." "There's so many left. How many do they bring through that stupid portal?" "Aizawa, I got a plan. Cover me." Also, Midoriya can, I'm going to say he's been saving kinetic energy, so he's using it to launch himself forward. He dodges through a few villains as Aizawa's, taking the villains that would have hit him out. He runs up to Kurogiri and, slams his fist into Kurogiri's physical body because Kurogiri wasn't able to react fast enough. So he got freaking punched with the force of a small sun. An extremely small sun, but no, I'm just playing. He got hit pretty hard though. So Kurogiri fell onto his back. He was knocked out. Right. So then Midoriya, was like, "Alright, time to deal with," then he gets hit straight in the stomach, launching him back pretty far until his suit deploys the heel spikes that shoot into the ground, stopping him. Pretty much he has anchors in his, suit that launch out of the ground, launch out of his Achilles tendon area, not inside of him, but where they would be if you looked at him from the outside. poles shoot out, and then they pretty much turn into grappling hooks that lock him into the ground. So he's able to stand on walls and roofs because of them. So he's like, some blood comes out of the mask. Wow, okay. Oh, that hurt. I was like, kid, are you okay? Izuku's like, no, I'm dying. Do you have a plan? Yeah, not dying. Doctor Who reference. Izuku's like, actually, it's organic. Izuku, as I was like, what? It's not human, but it's organic. It's a monster. Meaning, I can use it. He takes off the jacket, throws it on the ground, and then he takes out, the case that was on his back shoots out, and then, he catches it, and then it starts transforming into a 50 caliber. He's like, alright, Aizawa, cover me for a minute while I find a good spot to take this guy out. Aizawa was like, what? Well, if he can see me, he knows I'm gonna hit him. So if he can't find out where I am, it's gonna be a lot easier to kill him. He's like, alright. I was like, so, you want me to fight it? Well, do you have a better option? Yeah. Well, no, but... Exactly. So stop whining and kick its butt while I go. He launches a grappling hook. Good luck. He starts winding it back up. Now you may think, dude, that's a weak move. He could have just shot it point blank. Well, he could have, but he didn't have anything to support the rifle. Nah, never mind. He doesn't dip. He's like, I can line up a shot, but you're gonna have to give me some time. He's like, get it into my... Try and distract it to keep its attention on you. Once it's in my crosshair, once I'm sure I can take the shot, I'll fire and take it out. So, Aizawa was pretty much like, so you're gonna use me as bait? Pretty much. Now, do you have a better idea? I hate you. And you're my favorite. Look, you're the only person I like in the entire school. So, think of it as a compliment. I'm not gonna get you killed. I'm gonna make sure I kill that thing before I can even lay a hand on you. Just be sure to dodge. From what I can tell, it has some sort of shock absorption, so my concussive rounds wouldn't work, and it's got a hyper regen quirk, or else its bones would have shattered, and it would be in a pile of crying mess. He's like, so you got all that from it hitting you? That, and I just scanned it. He's like, how did you scan it? I'm wearing a helmet, a technologically advanced helmet that Nezu and I built with David's shield. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Alright, I'll keep it distracted. You line up the shot. Computer, he uses his quirk, because he can also use his quirk to slow his perception of time down. He's like, okay, computer, what are the odds of... Tell me all the statistics of the easiest way to win this battle with the least amount of casualties. And the computer runs a bunch of simulations in Izuku's head. So the computer lands on him using the thermal rounds to hit the Nomu while it's raising its arms up, giving him the perfect shot to hit it in the armpit. And the thermal rounds are pretty much a mix of the normal rounds, but when they get to a certain point, they kind of release shrapnel, releasing thermite into the body, burning it from the inside. So the computer decided the best way to do that was to wait till the monster raised both of its hands to do like a Hulk slam, and then shoot it in the armpit. It would go straight into the chest, because it guessed that the chest cavity was extremely thick. You know, the meat and the muscles and the like hide or something, I don't know, it was extremely thick. So it found this the best and easiest way with minimal casualties, as in 0. So Midoriya's like, Eraser, get it to try to hit you with both of its arms. Get it to try and, you know, smash you, pretty much. And Midoriya, Aizawa's like, copy. So, Aizawa starts running in as Izuku lines up the shot. Immediately the Nomu decides to try, it's trying to hit Aizawa, and Aizawa lines himself up perfectly to where the Nomu is forced to do a double hand slam. So the moment the Nomu raises its arms up, Midoriya's like, bingo. You're done. The Nomu starts howling in pain. Alright, kid, good shot. Thank you. Thanks, Eraser. Now you might want to get away from there. It's not very safe. Why is... he's like, oh, right. Aizawa runs over to Izuku. So, how long do the thing should die? Well, its heart should be melting, but because of its regen quirk, it's probably going to take a while for it to have any major effects. It's going to cauterize the wounds as fast as it can make them. So that's one taken care of. Want to help me take out this idiot? From what I can tell, his quirk is probably some kind of acceleration or decaying ability. Shigaraki's like, you cheated! You cheater! You weren't supposed to be here! What are you doing here? The legendary mercenary Deadshot! This isn't fair! You cheaters! He's like, dude, do you really think this is a game? You think playing with people's lives is a game? Midoriya rushes him, and he still has a few concussive rounds left. So, he slams his fist straight into, he uses his grappling hook to create a, pretty much like wrap him up and lock him into the ground as he's wailing on him with right, left, uppercut, right, left, right. Give him that good work. And then once he delivers the final blow, he's out of concussive rounds. So there's like 3 magazines. No, there's like 6 magazines on the ground as he ejects the final one. The rope disappears and Tomura falls like. Yeah, he knocked out. He slipped. He's very slip. Anyway, Midoriya's like, finally. Okay. So, what's the plan? So, Aizawa, how are we supposed to deal with... Kurogiri wakes up and warps Tomura out of there. Gosh dang it! They turn to start walking back, and they realize some of the villains are starting to get up. He's like, ugh, can we not catch a break? Oh yeah, all the villains around are still there, so they saw this fight, and they're like, oh crap, we're screwed. Anyway, so, All Might shows up, like, I am here, along with a bunch of the other heroes. So, that's gonna be all for this time, guys. All the villains get captured. Anyway, that's gonna be all for this time, guys. If you want a part 2 to this, tell me. If you want, if you want a certain ship, tell me too.